Hey all, it's been a while. I haven't done any videos in a long time. I'm gonna try and get back into this a little bit. I've moved, I'm in a new location, and it is now officially coming into the, you know, late season, winter, and these are cuttings from my outdoor garden, soil garden. These I took in about 3 weeks ago and put them in water in a cup for about a week and then put them in these rockwool cubes. It looks like I may have let them sit here a little too long before putting them into a bigger cube, but I'm probably going to work on that right now. I got a little bit of pruning to do. It looks like I let it get a little too close to the heat on that one. But we're going to see if we can't get these to grow this winter inside. I purchased a cheaply priced grow tent off of Amazon, and gonna give it a go and see what happens. I've got the rockwool cubes over here, the big ones, the 4x4s by 4s, and we're gonna get those soaked up and transplant those into these little cubes into those large cubes. So I will get that done and see where we go from there. Here I've got the 4x4x4 cubes in a tray. I'm just using distilled water from the store, and I'm gonna fill them up, get the tray wet. Normally I would soak these in like a 5-gallon bucket, but I'm not currently perfectly set up with everything that I normally would do, and I just want to get these tomato plants, in a better position so that their roots can expand and not get air pruned and all that stuff. I want to get these soaked. I will flip them over after a while, let them soak up the other water. Get the water throughout the entire cube so the entire cube is soaked. It'll wick in through all of it eventually, but for now I'm just trying to help it along. Here I've got them flipped over so they can soak up the water on the other side. The cubes now are quite heavy, and you can see, tipping it upside down, the water draining out. I will let these sit here for a little bit longer to soak in the rest of the water, and then I will let them drain. I have a rack that I can put them on to drain some of the excess out before I push those into them, and hopefully I don't damage the roots too much. A couple of these have done really well with roots. A couple of them are questionable. I don't know about these two here. This one doesn't look too bad, just small. This one looks a little like it might need some nutrient help here. There is no nutrients in this water yet. This is just distilled water. I will be mixing up a little bit of mild nutrient solution to try to give these guys a little bit more food to continue on. Considering this has passed 3 weeks of just distilled water, these things actually look really well. So I can't tell you exactly what kind of tomato plants these are. I think there's yellow pear here, maybe a beefsteak, and then I don't remember what the third type I planted outside was. But these are going to be a surprise to me if I can get anything to grow inside this winter. So I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. The smaller cubes are pushed into the bigger cubes. Hopefully I didn't disrupt the roots too much. I'm sure the plant will survive. It might go through a little bit of shock, but a little bit of nutrients, and these things will probably start to feed pretty good. So We're going to get them back into a regular tray. And then I don't think my dome is going to be tall enough anymore once I get them in there. So these might have to just continue on without a dome cover. As I suspected, my humidity dome will not fit on these plants anymore, as this one and this one are too tall and they rub against the top of it. So I'm just going to take my chances and hope that they're good enough to make it without any extra humidity. Alright, I got the covers on. They're just little plastic sheets. Yeah, you could buy them. They're just over 4 inch by 4 inch. There's white on one side, black on the other, and they just help keep the light off of the rockwool cube. The light on the rockwool cube with the nutrients will start to cause algae to grow, and you want to keep it down a little bit so that it doesn't overwhelm or take away anything from the plants. It won't once a plant gets big enough, but at an early stage it might. Now, since I put these plants in this the bigger cubes, obviously this front one right here looks really stressed out, and hopefully it'll bounce back. It's got a little bit of shock. That one a little bit, not as bad. The other 3 bigger ones in the back didn't seem to get affected by it. So we will let them go and check back on them in about maybe a week or so.